All right, Coach. Texas A&M Corpus Christi. That's next on the schedule. You guys play them Sunday. What do you know about them? What has been really the focus of your preparation leading up to Sunday's game?
Well, they're having a tremendous year. We played them 4 years ago. Jon Thomas, who was a freshman at that time, was very good as a freshman when we played him at their place in a tournament, and he's only gotten better. He's an absolute bear, and he's a difficult matchup. He's not a 5, he's not a 4, he's not a 3, but they'll play him sometimes as their primary post player, and so figuring out how to guard him and how we can figure out matchups with them is going to be a challenge. And so we'll throw a lot of different things at him, from playing some zone, from playing him, guarding him with some guards, guarding him with some forwards, and then also putting our bigs on him as well. So making sure we put him in crowds and show bodies to him and make it difficult and challenging for him to score the ball is going to be critical. They also they play 4 guards, very similar to us. So we don't necessarily gain the advantages that we do sometimes when we have a small lineup that matches up with big lineups. So very similar teams in that regard. And then both of us can really score the basketball, play in transition. So I tell our guys, as we're trying to sort of analyze and on short notice pick up how we're going to play them, a very similar team to an Omaha. They really gamble. They get in passing lanes. They try and turn you over, and so it's a similar game to them. And Thurman is a good analogy. A more athletic, slashing, perimeter-based Thurman is sort of a good analogy for our guys in terms of how they got to guard Jon Thomas.
When you take a look at your schedule, before you play on Sunday, you're going to have about 1 game in 3 weeks. That's super different compared to what you do during the regular season. So how do you make sure this team doesn't have any rust, that they're ready to go, considering, when you're playing in a tournament style, the next game is your most important game of the season?
The fact that our league tournament's a week earlier than, for say, Ball State. We showed a little bit of rust in that first half. They were coming straight off of their MAC tournament. They had 3 days rest, so rest wasn't necessarily an issue, but they had a good flow to them. And you saw in our first half, we didn't make shots in the first half. Our flow was off in stretches, but then second half we kind of got things going and played one of our more efficient halves of the season and really defended them too. I'm hoping that the rest will help us. Some of these guys, it's been a grind. It was on my practice plan, I think it was practice 103 today, and that's just since we've started our official practices. Doesn't consider our fall practice, our summer practice. So it's been a long season. Maintaining our edge and our focus is going to be critical. Making sure these guys recognize that the opportunity ahead of them, being excited about it, and not being tired of playing college basketball. And that's where I think we have an edge. We've recruited guys that love the game. That's where we've gotten better. We've gotten better in the off season. Guys just love getting in the gym and just reminding them where they are. We're getting to play the game. We're getting to play in postseason. We're getting to play against an elite opponent in Texas A&M Corpus Christi and be excited about it. And they've been able to maintain that through these practices. Had a few more days off to make sure our legs are fresh, make sure our minds are fresh. But our guys are ready to go. They're excited about the trip.
When you look through the scores of this tournament, home court advantage is huge in this tournament. So how do you overcome that, and how do you make sure you're ready to kind of take on that 6th man out there as well, which will be the home court advantage for the Islanders?
Well, I don't know if there's any magic potion to it. Our guys know what it takes to win on the road. We've had a lot of success over the recent years in winning games on the road. And so this is just another long trip. We're used to it. In our league, there's nothing abnormal about having to go, bus, plane, bus to get to a spot, and a couple-hour bus ride once you get to San Antonio. So it's something these guys are familiar with that, and they're excited about playing the game. They're excited about postseason. We have an opportunity now to hunt a championship, and really there's other than just prep in terms of scout and video, there's no more practice. We're gonna play on Sunday. You win on Sunday. We're gonna play on Wednesday. We're probably gonna alter our plane flights and get to the next game, and then you play on Friday. So right now, this is a fun time. Let's just enjoy all that hard work we've been putting in over the last 11 months and go try and put our best on the floor at Corpus Christi.
When you think college basketball in the state of Indiana, obviously it gets high marks across the board, but with Purdue getting knocked knocked out, and I guess we'll see what happens to Butler tonight. Obviously, you guys knocked out Ball State. You have a chance to be the last man standing when it comes to college basketball. What would that mean, and what does it mean that you take a look at this state and you guys are still playing here deep into March?
Yeah, we talked about that going into this game the last couple days. If we can survive on Sunday, we'll be one of 16 teams playing still between the 4 postseason tournaments, and that's an exciting opportunity. It throws great recognition to these guys, to their efforts, to our city, and also, I mean, the next 2 rounds are going to be on CBS Sports. So now you get national television. Everybody's in a basketball mindset, and there's going to be other people watching us. It's going to continue to help us grow our university, our program, and our city. So that's really exciting for these guys too. And there's great responsibility with that, but there's also the excitement to it and enjoy the process. I mean, postseason play, we've done it 4 years in a row. I hope our guys never, get tired of that or just expect it. I mean, they bring the same energy and enthusiasm as that first group did in 13-14 as we started our first postseason tournament play since we went Division I. Because I know I'm excited about it, and I never want to look past the fact that it takes a lot of hard work and recognize the players. Dating back to our staff. I mean, Ben Botts. I mean, they won 18 games his senior year when Dane was a coach. They were begging to get into a postseason tournament, and they couldn't get a bite. They couldn't get in, and now we've built our reputation to where people want us. And so, the CIT, the CBI, those guys are hitting us up months before the end of our season saying, hey, we'd love to have you. We'd love to have your reputable program in our tournament if you don't make the NIT or the NCAA tournament. And so that's great recognition and respect from college basketball, and I'm really proud to be a part of it.
Perfect.
Awesome, Glenn.
I appreciate it.